We are going live. Well, hey, welcome to the Fireside Chat. We got it going. It's nice and warm, and we're all huddled around the campfire. Yes.
We're all here.
There we go. Gotta get TV world there going. All righty. I'm ScouterStan, and of course, I've got Mike, moderator Mike. If you have questions, please put them in the chat. We will, the experts here, including Mike, we'll definitely answer some questions. We got Scoutmaster Bucky down there in the corner. And of course, we have the roving scouter. Thank you. Yeah. See, he's got his own cheer. He's got his own audience. So
that's the only claps I ever get.
That's the why, I should walk around with some kind of sound thing that does that so that at least somebody cheers, But the campfire is here, and marshmallows are not the only thing that gets roasted around here. So we definitely have some leaders that we could roast both sides, and they'd still not be, they'd be undercooked. So I think Bucky knows. He was telling me earlier. So, but if you have questions, please put them in the chat room. Please tell us where you're viewing this from. Now, not everybody gets to do the live thing, but everybody seems to later in the week when they have a chance and they need a break. That's when this actually happens. May is upon us, and that means tomorrow is May the 4th. And that's a big deal with Star Wars people. May the 4th is a wonderful thing. Make sure that you don't overdo it, because you always have Revenge of the 5th the next day. So that's
that has to be a Chat GPT joke.
There you go.
You cue that one up.
So yes, you got to be careful. So. All right. Well, Matthew came out with a video earlier this past week on the experimental military merit badge, and there's been some things going on with that. I don't know if they're ending that or they're changing that. I don't know. So, Matthew, do you have any input about that? Because I'm sure that all of the people watching right now, both of them, they both have seen your video. Okay? I need to make more. Okay, we need more people to look at those videos. So, do you have any input on that?
No, I just I as I said inside of the video itself, I was planning on doing an open letter to Scouting America as soon as I found out that they were going to do this military service merit badge. I was excited. I think that is long overdue, given, our founder, Lord Baden-Powell's connection to the military and being a military general and such. And if you haven't looked up his history about that, go back and look it up. It's fantastic. And unfortunately, they came out with the merit badge relatively quick. And I got some people on the sidelines who were saying they've been developing this for a while. So they just needed a little bit of a push to put it over. And then there were some others that said, hey, they just kind of slapped it together. And I think that I'm of the camp that it definitely felt rushed. And I use AI for scripts, for research, for different things like that. Now you have to fact check a lot of the stuff that you get on there, because there are these things called hallucinations, but I'm not going to get off on a soapbox about that or a tangent. So when you start writing things into ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, whichever AI that you use, after a while, it starts to kind of guess what you want. So if you're using AI to research, I don't know, a lot about symbolism, a lot about like history and things like that, and you ask ChatGPT for, hey, I want to do a military merit badge, you start getting a lot of different things about symbols, history, which are very important in the military, you know, like community and such, with badges, with ranks, insignias, awards, uniforms, different things like that. But when it's 3 out of the 10 like requirements, I think that it's a disservice, and it kind of turns away from what this merit badge could and should be. It should be an introduction into people understanding, why do we have the 6 different branches of the military, 7 if you count the Coast Guard, during times of activation. Why do we look at the veteran community and say that they have sacrificed, and why their families have sacrificed, and what are those actual sacrifices? Because there are people out there, including people who are in the military, who believe that it's a job, I get paid for it. They're not doing it for the 10% discounts. They're not doing it for, you know, the Bloomin' Onion every Veterans Day. They're not doing it for those sorts of things. They're doing it because they're here for a specific reason. Somebody was in their family. They're trying to get education, or they're trying to, you know, get some sort of skill set. And I think that that's important to point that out to scouts, that, hey, this isn't just a job. This is a profession. And if you do it for the long term, it really becomes a part of you more than you realize. And you can never really take that off, even when you take off the uniform, and help our scouts make an educated decision about if they're going to go into the military. Is that something that they're looking at doing? Because maybe that's how they're going to pay for college. Maybe that's how they're going to get their trade skills and experiences before they get out, or maybe do a little bit of traveling. So that's a long-winded way to say, I have this video out there, and I hope that people out in Scouting America look at it and maybe adjust it. There are things in the requirements that I think are fantastic. Like, I didn't think about putting in there like the cost of war in the very beginning, and, you know, the like why we want peace, and why military action should be a last resort. And I'm like, okay, you know, my fault. I didn't think about that, but it's so important to have that in there. So that's
I like that you made the point of Constitution. Thought that was very insightful.
That
I like that part.
I agree with that. I do disagree with a couple things. One, if you want to include the Coast Guard being a kind of an adoptive Coast Guard family member, I have to say Space Force would be the one you could kind of, if you want to include. Sorry, Space Force followers.
Well, aren't we buying Greenland for that?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. That's gonna be their training. I don't know. But being a Air Force vet myself, I'll say this: I did 4+ years, and my life, in so many ways, is still impacted by that, and who I am as a result of those 4+ years. And so I think growing up, I wasn't a big fan about, you know, possibly getting drafted and stuff. Yes, I'm of that era. But I also learned how Israel requires their military service, right? I mean, it's kind of a rite of passage. And they have different reasons for it. But I'm almost to a point where I think if you're not heading off to college solidly, or off to trade school solidly, and you have no clue what you're going to do, take a look at the military. Now, what I also loved in your video was you pointed out the percentage, which I think a lot of people think that the military is just where, you know, the knuckleheads go or stuff. But and if you can tell me, what was the percentage that qualify for it?
So I misspoke in the video, but only 23% of Americans are legally and like are health, like mentally and physically able to join the military without a waiver.
Sure.
So
Wow.
because like legally, a majority of people are out there, they're, you know, smoking some sort of marijuana or doing drugs or something like that in their younger years, or they have some sort of mental ailments, because now there is a large population that comes out and says, okay, I have ADHD, and maybe are self-diagnosed and aren't professionally diagnosed. So they'll say it on their medical forms. And then obviously the biggest one is the obesity epidemic, and I will call it that, is the epidemic of, like, a lot of kids are obese or overweight, and they can't join the military if they are overweight. And because there is a cutoff, like you can't join like 200 pounds overweight. You can join a little bit overweight, and usually that's kind of recommended. So that way, when you're going through basic training, you will lose weight. Like I left basic training at like 125 pounds, 28-inch waist. Like my brand new just crossed over scout, he's like 15 pounds shy of what I weighed at that time. So like it, those are the things that people need to realize. And there's this whole thing about, and I won't get off on a super tangent about us millennials being called the Nintendo generation, and how our bone structure, our muscle density, all those different things. Yeah,
their fingers work.
Exactly. There is a belief that because we played a lot of video games, and there is truth to that, that if you don't use your body, you don't walk around, you don't do those things, that you are going to be behind your peers who maybe played sports, who did a lot of robust hiking and things like that. And scouting helps, you know, prevent that. Because while I did play video games, I also did a ton of hiking and a ton of outdoor activities and such like that. So I feel fairly blessed that my parents had me do that. But there are plenty of kids out there who, and I'll say kids, who get out to the who get out there and all of a sudden they're hurt in basic. So I'll just get off my soapbox on that one.
That's okay. You'd be surprised how many job openings there are for people who can do the Nintendo thing. I know of several. They are with the Air Force scouts that I have mentored towards Eagle, and that's what got them there. That's what those are the controls for some of the stealth fighters and stuff that aren't manned. You know, they actually can fly them around with those things. So it's an amazing world. But it is, the thing about this merit badge is that it expands. It expands that view. We have merit badges on auto repair. We have merit badges on cooking. We have all these different things, and every one of them's got something about a career. Military is a decent career. It really is, especially for young people that don't know the path they want to go. And it's a great merit badge. I think it's long overdue.
Yeah. The one thing that I thought would be in there was understanding the ranks.
Yeah.
And to me, that would be something to teach that that a lot of people don't really understand. So even watching like the old war movies, hey, you got busted to corporal, or you got promoted to corporal. What does that mean?
Exactly.
I mean, what's the difference?
It helps
and corporal. And one of my favorite military trivia questions was 4 officers are POWs. One's Army, one's Air Force, one's Navy, or 3. All are captains. Who's in charge?
In the Navy.
Ooh.
And the Navy one is, because a captain in the Navy is much more.
Well, they're in charge of more expensive equipment.
Well, yeah, they're a higher rank in the officer ranks, but compared to the other branches. Sorry, I don't know. My brain's like skipping to that.
It's okay. You're sitting close to the fire. That's
that's it. It's the heat.
It's getting you toasted there.
So I was kind of looking for that, just for people to understand, and you touched on it too, Matt. You know, what's a non-commissioned officer versus a commissioned officer? I did appreciate the joke, and I hope the warrant officer joke didn't offend anyone because they don't understand it, and that would be the valid point of why we need to make those things clear.
Yeah.
And I still don't know what a warrant officer does either.
And
There's a lot of warrant officers that don't know what it is.
And that's what's funny is that like it's the vet. Like a majority of the veteran community is not going to be offended by that. They're going to understand the joke. Even the the CW5s and stuff are going to be like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So
hey, we had some chat stuff going on there, Mike.
Yeah,
What was?
thrown out.
Yeah, we did.
hey,
Pin King gave a super chat, so thank you. That even though we're all volunteers, there are definitely costs involved in running this channel. The server that we're using right now has costs, and Stan wants to buy a new camera. So we have Frank joining us from Denton, Maryland.
Awesome, Maryland.
Aaron is joining us. I don't remember where Aaron is from, but he's a longtime frequent viewer of the show.
Yeah. He rejoined the membership, which is nice. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. So we've got a few people out there that are looking at things, but that Matthew, by the way, great video.
Yeah, excellent.
Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. You know, it's too easy to get discouraged out there. So it's best to. I want you to keep going. Okay, don't give up because you got a good start.
We got to get Matthew to 500 subscribers so he can get to that next level, right?
Yeah. Everyone watching this, go to his channel. Not right now, you know what I mean. But make sure that you
go to his channel. Yeah,
you can open up another tab, right? So type it in there. We have a question.
Greetings from Troop 340 in Spokane, Washington. Good to see you guys.
340. Woohoo! Woohoo! I've got a video that I've been working on. I did the trained video, right? The get trained, right? I got it there. Trained. Did that one that's out there now. How many of you know about this little line up here? What's this little line? I'll get it a little closer.
Oh, that's
you know that? It's
veteran
on that one.
That's your age, right, Stan?
No.
I like that.
It's not how many leaders are trained. It's how long that troop 202 has been around on this patch. So there we go. Get it lined up. So we've got those two videos going out. I believe that one's going this week. So, and then I've got one about wood badge. Woohoo!
Oh,
wood badge is a wonderful thing. I see him.
Well, I'm waiting for somebody to hit the song.
I know. That's why I waited a second because
you're already cringing. That's your favorite tune, isn't it?
So in our pre-production, it came up, and Mike obviously has not gone to Wood Badge because he asked about it. And for anyone else that's watching that hasn't gone to Wood Badge, this is a song that is sung once or twice, but it will haunt you. It will haunt you for the rest of your life. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I just mean it in
it's a good thing.
One of those earworms that will stay with you. Did you slow it down?
No.
Oh, that's funny.
We just
wow,
bring it out.
Okay.
Yeah, that is and it, all the critters are represented in that particular MP3. I've got that on my phone.
All the current critters.
Oh.
Yeah.
All the current critters. Well, there's been some changes. I think there used to be the black fox. Now they just have the foxes. So they had spiders. They had spiders at one point. So
that would be a good question for Big Man in the Woods, because over in England they have a few different. I think ravens is one.
That's one of them. Yeah.
And there's a
So
couple others.
They take the original 4 from Brown Sea Island. They
Okay.
take the original one. I think it's ravens, spiders, black wolf. I can't remember the 4th one, but
Canary.
yeah, I don't know. But it's those were the 4 that were part of the experiment that they did on Brown Sea Island, which was that was actually the first camp thing. And with wood badge, you also have your kudu horn, and you know, the kudu horn is another sound that that'll wake you up.
Well, now, Stan, if I remember,
Do you have one of those on your sound
there's
effect
one
thing
on
there,
your
Matt?
wall.
I do. It's on my wall.
Let's hear it.
I got a lot of stuff. I can't. No, I can't. It hurts my eyes. Give you an idea. It's not. It's pretty.
So, anyways, Pin King comments that if he's autistic, wondering if he might be disqualified for military service. I think maybe an interesting comment is, you know, we certainly have a lot of scouts that might be autistic, and I think that's an interesting thing that scouting has a lot of scouts that are autistic. That's a great opportunity. Any comments on that?
So with joining any of the military branches and autism, obviously having family members with autism is a spectrum. And that is because you have people who they don't understand social interactions versus those who are the nonverbal. So I would say that you need to be evaluated by a trained military doctor at the military entry point MEPS station. They can tell you whether or not the degree to which your autism is at, whether or not you would be disqualified from military service. Because there are plenty of people within the military that I've met who have been diagnosed with it. Either most of them have been after the fact. So it can hinder you in some things, but it's not a 100% disqualifier. But I don't know the significance of your condition or the circumstances of it. So I would say you'd have to go to a professional to get evaluated for it.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Also, you need to talk with your recruiter, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Talk with the recruiter and get those appointments set up and whatever requirements you got to go through. So that's usually the thing. And that's true with any job that's very physical. You know, they want to make sure that you're going to be okay. They don't want you to get hurt because they're going to spend a lot of money on you in the military. So they don't want you running onto walls and stuff. So,
all right. Well, Pin King has another comment. Apparently, scouting for food, their troop collected 16,000 pounds. That is amazing. I'm not sure how much our local troops collected, but I'm sure it's short of 16,000 pounds. How large is your troop, Pin King?
Yeah, that's awesome. And a lot of councils do scouting for food in April. It's kind of been the traditional month for doing.
Ours is in November.
Yeah, same.
Weird.
Oh, really? Okay. So in the Midwest here, I found a lot of councils do it in April. And,
ours is it's the first 2 weekends of November.
Yeah.
So
I wonder if the weather plays in with that. You guys are up north, like being.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, we still have to struggle through the snowbanks and stuff, but that's okay.
We've never had to do that, even in November. Being in Florida, that's how that is, right? So
that raises a question. The last couple of years, we have 3 troops in our city. In the last couple of years, we've changed how we do scouting for food. We would previously deliver to neighborhoods, kind of these door hangers. And say, hey, on this day, a week or 2 from now, we're going to be picking up food donations, and you just set it out with this tag and we'll pick it up. And in the last 2 years, we set up collection tables at local grocery stores and other big box stores, and had people come by. And I think the conclusion is that we collected probably more food by having it that way. And also when they're coming to directly make a donation, there's some people that will make a cash donation that we can pass along to the food shelf.
Nice.
And when they're just kind of setting food on their front step, it's kind of hard to make a cash donation. I'm wondering, how's it done in each of your councils?
In Florida, we usually take the first weekend and do those door hanger things,
Okay.
or we do the bags. We have like grocery bags that we actually tie onto doors, and that's that's kind of how we do things as far as the ask. Then it's the next weekend. There's the pickup at all the different houses where you left bags, and then of course there's always a table at the sorting area where they're sorting it into what they need for the food bank, and at that point they they will get donations from people. It's usually done in a parking lot of a food vendor of some store, so Publix or whatever. That's kind of how they do it here, but they do it before Thanksgiving, so it's right in November in Florida. What about you, Brian?
Matt and Brian? And
yeah, so our council had a pretty solid response prior to the pandemic. They would print up as many door hangers as you wanted. They partnered with a large grocery chain here and such. We had bags, I think, one year as well, but the door hangers happened to be the norm. It kind of went away. I think it still happens at a unit level, but I don't want to misspeak on our council's behalf. They've gone through a lot of changes. It's not as prevalent as it was prior to the pandemic.
Yeah. The pandemic really messed a lot of that up. A lot of people didn't want to participate or do any of that stuff.
Yep.
So.
And we traditionally did it in April. And I personally kind of like that idea because everybody gets into the mood around, November, December. And is it really making the impact when April is kind of a lull for a lot of the food shelves? And so I was always very supportive of the April time window on that.
Yeah. At least with us, we do the same thing that Sam was talking about, placards and bags and things like that. I haven't seen anybody donate any money. But living here in the Northern Virginia area, the DMV, so the DC, Maryland, Virginia area, remember there was a government shutdown that was happening around the beginning of November and all of that. So when we put out the placards and such, having such a dense population that works for the federal government or the military, that was a question on all of our minds of whether or not we were going to have as much food as we did last year, plus inflation, plus all of that. So we still ended up getting more food this year than we did last year. So we were increasingly thankful for that. But yeah, just the way of the world and the different things that can affect people's willingness to give. Because yeah, like Brian says, most years around November, people are in the giving, especially around Thanksgiving. But around that time, it's like a lot of people are watching out for themselves at that point too.
Well, in this area, the food bank practically empties during Thanksgiving that month in November. So in December, the food that we collect fills it back up. So it's actually very beneficial for the local area. That's a big thing.
Okay, Mike, do you have the question that's been waiting in the room there queued up?
Well, we have.
Okay, so Aaron's asking, what is Scoutmaster Assistant specific training? And I was confused because you asked later on what's his question. So I saw the question and wanted to make sure we finished this topic. I'll start on this one and keep it moving. Aaron, what the classroom training is exactly what it says. It's done usually at a University of Scouting or at a district roundtable training session. And it's kind of the book aspect of the training component. Now, I saw that people have mentioned Baloo, mentioned IOLS. IOLS is the second or the interactive hands-on component of becoming a trained assistant scoutmaster or scoutmaster.
Yep.
The classroom coupled with the online training, not to be confused as being the same thing. So you have your online training, you have your classroom training. And the classroom training, I recommend whenever you can do in-person training, to do in-person training, because
Right.
You can ask questions. Others will ask questions that you don't get in a formatted PowerPoint or whatever presentation online.
Right.
You know what? I think that's a great opening to bring up, remind everyone about safeguarding youth training. So a little more than a year ago, Scouting America came up with a new training to replace our well-known youth protection training. It's now called Safeguarding Youth. I believe youth protection training that we're all familiar with was taken every 2 years. In some councils, it might have been every year. And now with the Safeguarding Youth training, every leader needs to take the initial training one time, and then there's an annual refresher that's a little shorter.
Yeah.
The initial train, I think, is 90 minutes, if I recall.
Yes.
I'd have to reference back to our video last month when we talked about this. I think
Okay.
I think we talked about that, and that none of us had taken the refresher course yet.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Okay, I took the refresher and I passed the refresher. I think we mentioned
an exam
some
at the end.
Yeah, I think we mentioned some things about AI. For a couple of the quiz questions, I really question whether those were generated by AI, because there are some cases where wasn't sure that any of the 4 answers were really relevant, but I was able to discern the correct answer. I passed.
Yeah, aren't they?
Gotcha.
Yeah. But I want to point this out. I know it was mentioned last month, but every registered adult, as I understand, needs to complete the new Safeguarding Youth training or the refresher if they took it a year ago.
Yep.
Before the end of May. And I think this is a pretty important. Scouting America is pretty serious about this, and I heard it might be driven by the insurance companies. I don't know. But anyways, just want to point out, be sure to take the training.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. So
Baden Powell himself said that every scout deserves a trained leader. Think about that. If you're if you don't have that safety training, you're not a trained leader. That's not good. That's not good. So we gotta do it for the kids. You know, we gotta make we're an organization that does that kind of thing. It's not just marshmallows around the fire, Brian. So.
and Ping King commented that to pass the refresher training, the quiz at the end of it, you need to get an 80% rate.
Yep, you have to pass the exam. There is an exam at the end. It's not hard. You just pay attention, take notes. That's all. You know, it's not hard. Don't be scared about that. And if you mess up, oh my gosh, you might have to sit through the hour thing again, maybe. But get it done. Get it done. So.
And if you're at a question where none of the answers really make sense, you can type each of the answers into Google, and one of the answers will kind of make sense to Google AI, and
the AI will come in and help you.
Oh. No.
Sounds like cheating if you ask me.
Absolutely.
Pay attention. That's the thing. Pay attention.
That's
when
right.
they tell you something, write it down, because you know it's going to be on the exam.
We'll discuss it after you see. There's a couple questions where none of the answers make any sense.
Well, you just got to pick
I believe
one.
a couple were not written by a human.
What? You mean Scoutly wrote them? No.
Yeah.
Scoutly? You mean, well, Paperclip was looking for a job, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, the old Paperclip thing that came on the screen. Yeah.
Oh,
So,
I got your joke. I don't know how many other people did, Stan.
I got the joke. I remember.
you remember the little Paperclip guy?
Oh yeah.
I know Clippy, yes.
See?
That was a assistant to Microsoft products a long time ago. Okay, Aaron likes the new safeguarding youth training. Yes,
Yeah.
I think the refresher is very good to keep it in front of everyone's mind. Just kind of an annual refresher, and also make sure that we're compliant with everything that we need to do. So
yeah, Scoutly, the little guy on there, I don't think he's part of that. So I don't think he's part of that training.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I believe, at least as of a couple weeks ago, Scoutly denied that there was anything such as safeguarding youth training. So I believe that Scoutly's database has not been updated to.
Well, he's looking for safeguarding. He's not looking for youth protection training.
Well, he's
there's a little bit of word gameplay there. So
yeah, Scoutly's only familiar with youth protection, not safeguarding youth. So okay.
Yeah. That's how those things go, right?
All right. Frank, ScouterStan, I appreciate all of your videos and I've learned a lot from them. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, we hit 300 this season. So 300 of the
300 videos.
Scoutmaster, or is it the weekly?
Commissioner's Weekly.
Commissioner's Weekly, yeah. So it's a bunch.
Okay, Aaron also believes the new safety training, safeguard youth training is well done. Okay.
I want to point out, despite the fact of kind of falling behind there for a moment, we are caught up on all the comments. I don't think we've ever been caught up on the comments.
We never do that. What's wrong?
Yeah, usually not. Yeah.
All right. Well,
I would note there's only 3 people have given the live show a thumbs up. So please give us a thumbs up.
But there we go. Sorry.
I didn't do it. I'll give it a thumbs up. This is the old-fashioned one.
Last month, and Mike not be aware of this, we had some challenges and some requests of us that I think we need to follow up on, especially for those that are watching last month and then jump right to this month. They're going to want to see, where'd my fire go?
Uh-oh.
It's in
it's in the background. We're still on fire.
Okay. All right.
I just
oh no.
Okay. All right.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Whee!
So I just posted less than an hour ago my challenge that I received, one of the challenges I received. We talked a lot about Roundtable, and there was some frustration in, how do we get people to come to Roundtable and such like that. And in the closing challenges, somebody said, hey, you write all these songs, write a song for Roundtable. Now, believe it or not, I did it within 2 days of our last one. And I fine-tuned it and such. Now, naturally, I put everything off, but I did the lyric video just this afternoon and posted about an hour before we went online here.
Wow.
So it is on my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But we're going to debut it here. And I'm going to take a moment to just plug. Tomorrow, I have my 2nd annual Scout Star Wars related video coming out.
There you go.
Okay.
Your Jedi one is awesome. The Jedi one from last year, that was awesome.
Well, this one I say listen to it 3 times because it's kind of catchy. The title, I'll tell you, is Jedi Master Scoutmaster.
Ooh.
Kind of one person.
Yeah.
So enjoy that. But I want to follow through with my commitment. And if you're willing to share it, we'll take a listen to, and I'm going to be coming out with shorter versions. So if you want to watch my channel for those, you can use them to create like short little promotions if you like the song. But let's see. Here we go.
Cool.
Day winds down, leaders rolling from all on the ground, finding new ways to turn things around. You've got questions, we've all been there. What works here, what works out there? Pull up a chair, you don't go alone. This is the place where the sparks get thrown. Bring what you've got, bring what you need. Walking unsure, walk out with ideas. Show up, join in, friends all around. This is where the best ideas are found. One night, one team, lifting the plan. Take it back stronger to every single scout that you can. Show up, plug in, don't sit on the side. We built the spark for the youth to thrive. Round tables calling, step through the door. You'll leave with more than you came here for. New faces, old friends, side by side. Sharing the wins and the things we tried. What's working now? What's coming next? Turning confusion into context. From Cubs to Scouts, we break it down. Different paths, but the same low down. Training, tools, and a clearer view. Everything here is built for you. Bring what you got, bring what you need. Walking unsure, walk out with ideas. Show up, join in, friends all around. This is where the best ideas are found. One night, one team, lifting the plan. Take it back stronger to every single scout that you can. Show up, plug in, don't sit on the side. We built the spark for the youth to thrive. Round tables calling, step through the door. You'll leave with more than you came here for. Opening up, set the tone. Safety first so we all get home. Membership moments, grow the crew. Hot topics, what's coming through? Break it out, Cubs over here. Scouts BSA, head over there. Talk it out, share what you've seen. Build a stronger program machine. Closing thoughts, don't miss the sheet. 3-month view to keep it neat. 6-month plan, see down the line. Bring it back. It's your time to shine. Show up, join in, friends all around. This is where the best ideas are found. One night, one team, lifting the plan. Take it back stronger to every single scout that you can. Show up, step up, now you know why. We build it here so the program can fly. Round tables calling, step through the door. You'll leave with more than you came here for.
Well done, Brian. Very impressed. Very impressed with that. That's really good. Yeah, everybody's mics went on mute.
That's what you think.
Yeah.
All right.
When we share, a video or something, you have to put the mics on. Otherwise, we get that weird feedback and stuff.
Feedback and stuff happening.
Yeah.
So here's a question. What is the minimum number of commissioners that are needed to run a roundtable meeting?
Minimum?
Is this like how many scouts does it take to screw in a light bulb?
Or
Maybe. Yeah, I
how
don't
many
know.
can dance on the head of a pin?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, every
Honestly,
roundtable I've ever attended had 2 commissioners.
Yeah. Usually it's the Cub Scout and the Boy Scout one. So, or the Scout, the troop, and the.
We know what you mean,
pack.
Sam.
Yeah.
I think the answer is 0. As long as scouters are getting together, I don't think you have to have a commissioner present.
That's true. That's true. It's always nice to have some kind of a program, though.
Yeah.
So that there's not gaps or things that are left out or forgotten about. Because, just getting with your paid staff at roundtable is a good idea because they know what's going on their end. For us volunteers need to hear what they have to say. The paid staff needs to be there to give that.
We pretty much always have a district executive at a roundtable.
Okay, but that's not a commissioner. That's not.
But it's not a requirement though. A lot of them.
So let me ask the question that I think would be even more helpful is what would be the ideal setup for commissioners at a roundtable? So we start with a district commissioner.
Yep. There's usually a roundtable commissioner. That's an
Correct.
actual position. And then you've got your troop roundtable commissioner. And then you would have your pack one.
Your Cub
You
Scout
could have a
roundtable
crew
commissioner.
and a Sea Scouts too. So that could be venture.
Yeah.
That could be combined. A lot of them. Those are some of the basic positions. And believe me, the more people you have involved in that, the more the program's going to accelerate and get better.
I remember when we had stronger districts, we had some changes with the pandemic, obviously.
Yeah.
But at one time in my scouting career, it was that commissioners had their own breakout. So unit commissioners came, the assistant district commissioner kind of oversaw that breakout session, while the Boy Scout Roundtable commissioner, the Cub Scout Roundtable commissioner, the Venturing Roundtable commissioner, they led the leaders of their respective programs in the breakout session.
Yeah.
And then one other commissioner position that I've seen, a couple actually. One, district created a communications commissioner for communicating within the district. And then somebody to just lead the general roundtable, not the specific program breakouts.
Well, then you have all your district people too. So, and that's another end of it. You have your district commissioner or a district chair, rather, that would be there. You might have assistants that would also be there. So there's a lot of different people that would be involved with the roundtable. And this is the key. If you're a leader of let's say a troop, you're going to be able to ask any of those questions and find the answer at that meeting. That's the key, because whoever is involved, whether it's the professional staff, the paid guys and gals, or whoever's on the district committee, they will be there too. So you're going to get an answer. That's the thing. They will know who to call if they're not there.
The other thing with roundtables that I think to kind of address the questions that are coming up here, quality, not quantity.
Yeah.
You can have a half dozen commissioners, and if they're all worthless, it doesn't matter. If you have one quality commissioner, it can make the world of difference. And what I would say is all tracks quality. So don't worry about the numbers. The numbers will come. The biggest challenge you have with that is, I can't measure up to how great a job you do. And I think that's where leadership on an adult side, and we can apply this to the kids at a unit level as well, is how do you do the best job that you can and encourage others not to measure their success by what they view yours is, but by what they can. And as a leader, not setting the expectations that everybody that's going to work with you is going to work to your same level of commitment, of time, of quality.
Right.
So I think it's
that's another big thing with, you got to keep this in mind. Every unit is different. Every unit is unique. Every roundtable is the same.
Every
way.
district is unique. Yes,
exactly. And you're going to get more answers there than you will if you don't attend. If you don't attend, you're not going to get any answers at all.
Yep. Okay. Matt, go.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
Say what?
Comparison is the thief of joy. You'll never be happy if you're constantly comparing yourself to other people.
Yeah.
So true. So true.
So and my thing is that because you touched on is that I do feel like sometimes when we as adult leaders are very involved and we do things very well and we go to roundtables and stuff like that, we are intimidating to other adult leaders, and they look at it as like, well, I'm not going to volunteer because I'll never be as good as Bucky or Stan or Mike or something. Like I watched the video, the clip that Stan put out from last week where we talked about like roundtable rounders and, you know, the guy who has like 100 beads and all that. And Bucky was saying that it might be a turn off to somebody because they're like, I'll never be able to reach that, you know, that level or anything. And I could say it's like, yeah, like don't compare yourself. Everybody starts out somewhere. Eventually you can develop who you want to be as a scouting leader. And I always tell all the adults, I'm like, hey, listen, like I do a lot of extra things, but I didn't start out like this. Even though, you know, I'm an Eagle Scout and all that, I still took a, you know, 15-year, nearly 20-year hiatus before I jumped back into it. And I don't know everything. And the only reason that I know what I'm doing is because I went to training and I watch videos on YouTube, and you know, I wanted to make sure that I did my best. As long as you're doing your best, the scouts don't know. They don't. Especially, I'm talking specifically about the Cub Scout level. You know, like they don't know. As long as they're having fun, they don't care. So don't try to compare yourself to that super pack that's over there. Don't try to compare yourself to the adult leader who looks like a, you know, a North Korean general with, you know, 18 rows of knots or anything like that. I only have 3 knots, and that's all that I have because that's all that I have earned. And I don't look at somebody else and go, man, I wish I had more. Like, no, like I maybe will have a few more one day, but I don't let that get me down, and you guys shouldn't either. So
yes,
and
that's true for everyone in scouting.
With regards to the knots, it really depends on the culture of your unit and the people involved.
Yeah.
And you know, we had for a while in our pack, we had a pack trainer who took it upon themselves to make sure that each of the den leaders were recognized and were following the requirements each year so that they could earn the knot. And, you know, it was up to them whether they wore it or not. But take it with a grain of salt. The ones that and that would be a whole conversation. I look for certain knots to validate those that are wearing knots. You know, I look for Eagle Scouts. I mean, please, if you're an Eagle Scout, wear your Eagle knot.
Yeah.
I look for the District Award of Merit. I look for the Silver Beaver. And I look for the religious emblem. Knots, both youth and adult.
You know, the one I look for is the international one.
Okay.
I like that. That's a
it's a sharp one.
Great conversations with that one. Question.
Yeah. So Frank commented he's been a roundtable commissioner for over a year now, and he felt overwhelmed trying to run good programs. But hey, thank you for your service as a commissioner.
Very much so. Yes.
100%. And
go ahead, Matt.
Mike. Is like, at least on that one, is that like I am sure you are. You just said you were recruiting people. You got to recruit more people because you don't want it all on top of you. I talk an awful lot about people burning out because they put everything on them. But I also understand it's difficult to recruit volunteers and such. Stan and I were just talking about how you know, the numbers in scouts have dwindled since the 60s and 70s because there's so many more options out there, and parents are busy and trying to work and balance their lives with everything. So, you know, keep trying to recruit it. Don't get discouraged, and also don't take everything on yourself because that's gonna burn you out even quicker.
Teams, gotta have a team. It's a team thing. Get a lot of assistance. That's the thing. Get them going. So
Ken commented that he agrees with not comparing ourselves, not bragging with knots.
Yeah, Father Ken, right?
Yes,
Father Ken. Yes.
Awesome.
I only have a couple knots and I don't wear them, so
you know,
maybe I should. I could. I just haven't sewn them on.
You're only allowed 9.
Don't tell
me.
That's the. I don't think I'm going to get to the situation where I have more than 9, and I'll
have room for one more.
Well, that's the recommendation, and this is what I hate
I've got a friend who's a commissioner
General.
and he goes all the way to his epaulet. I mean, all the way up his shirt.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, that's exactly. And he's such a nice guy. So,
I think
a good commissioner.
The knots, they tell a story, obviously.
Yeah.
And there's a couple things here. The guide to insignia, not the official regulation rules.
I don't
it's
know.
A guide, says 9. And so these people that want to be Turkish generals, I think they're sending a message for those that know that.
Well, it's kind of a like, I poke you in the eye.
I can kind of argue both sides because you've earned.
Here comes the uniform police.
You've earned these things.
Yeah.
So you should be able to wear them.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, there's certain ones that it's like, you know what? The James E. West is a great one to fill your knot. Shirt. If you're looking to get to 9, it costs you $1,000, and some people call it the buy me knot, but it goes to a good cause at the local council area.
Yeah,
true.
Okay?
True. Now there are some people who receive it as an award. We always pick in our chapter, in our OA chapter, we give one out every year. So from the Order of the Arrow. So that's another thing. So, but yeah, you could say it's a buy me knot, but it's you can buy different levels. Did you know that?
Yeah,
There's different levels. So.
But if you have more than 9 and want to stay in the recommended 9 knots maximum, that's one that can easily be dismissed. Now, the other thing is it's fading, but there used to be a knot for just about every Cub Scout activity, which they brought back down. So I was thrilled to be able to get rid of and wear the single knot showing den leader and showing that stuff.
Well, they're supposed to be little devices.
There. So they just don't wash well.
No, they don't. They come all apart. So
yes.
That's
all right. Thing. Well, Frank has a comment here, a recommendation, I think, for roundtable program topics to reach out to other councils and see what they're doing each month.
Yeah.
They might have, if neighboring councils are talking about something, that might be something that is relevant to discuss at your roundtable.
Yeah. So, when you go to roundtable, some of the challenges that I have, our council tried, and I don't think all of our scouters have realized that it's not worked well in some areas. We had some people that found, I don't even remember the term they used, but localized like little groups within the district meeting. But this worked real well in the outer suburbs where units are 10, 15 miles apart. When we're talking about urban units that can be as close as a block apart, you're competing against the same thing. So getting ideas, I don't share my ideas with the unit that's across the street. I refuse to. Why am I going to tell them what I'm going to do to try and recruit the same kids?
You're just a greedy miser. That's what you are, Brian.
I absolutely am. I mean,
okay, that's maybe a unit program, but I mean, there's things that are relevant to bring up the roundtable.
There is, but my point is, looking at what other districts do for district ideas is a great thing, because on the other side of town, you're not competing with each other, and it's a sharing of ideas, and it also helps with alignment when you move to the council level. And remember, roundtable is district level, not council level. Now, I have heard there are a few councils, and ours was one that tried to do a council level roundtable. But unless it's Alameda Council, most councils are too big to do a council roundtable and be effective.
Yeah. I mean, they do that in Las Vegas just because of how they're situated.
Oh,
And all of that. So, because I remember, like, I didn't even I knew that there were districts when I was in Las Vegas, but I only went to the council roundtable and events and things like that.
sure.
Like, I didn't know until I was about to leave that what district I was a part of.
Sure.
There. Just because everything was done up at the council level, because it was sporadic. They're all around. It covers a bunch of different states, but a majority of things I did were up at the council level. So,
Wow.
For us, we do district roundtables, but the place where it's normally held is, I just checked, 46 miles away from here. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Mine's further away.
Kind of a drive.
That's what we were talking about last month with this, is that you have to make sure that the quality of the round table negates the distance that you have to drive, because if it sucks, you don't care if you walk across the street. If you have to drive 40 minutes to get there, it better be worth a working professional's time, unfortunately. And it's hard to get to that level. And I wish that it was, more spread out so people didn't have to drive more than 20 minutes to do it. But, unfortunately, I know that there are places, I think you guys are talking about, where it's just one round table for the entire state or something like that. So it's it sucks for those situations. There's nothing that we can do about it except for maybe move it on to virtual, but then you miss that connection in real life with people. So I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
Sometimes our district does have virtual, and the sound quality is not great. The connection isn't can't really connect with people as well. So Aaron commented only has 1 knot and need to earn more. Okay, good.
That's great. I earned 3 of them as a youth. So that took 1/3 right there.
Arrow of Light, Eagle Scout, and Religious, or
Yep, those are the 3. They're on the bottom. That's the first 3. So I always count from the bottom up, because it's usually how you sew them on. So
Frank is most proud of the knot he earned as a scout. Which one was that?
Well, there are others that can be earned as a youth. Those 3 that you named, Mike, are the most common, but the life-saving, heroism, those can be earned. And the James A. West can be gifted to a youth as well. So a youth can essentially have about 6.
Yep. I did a video on that.
There you go.
For the youth.
I mean,
knots for the youth.
Although a James E. West can be gifted to a youth, I don't know that would be necessary, beneficial. It'd be kind of
that is youth oriented. They have one that's excuse me, I'm going Senator Kennedy. I mean, voice is going. The knot is for every merit badge. If they've received every single merit badge, there is an actual knot for that.
It's not official.
It's not official, but it is named. Your name is on the back of it, and you are listed.
And Scouting America is probably cringing hearing you promote that, because
I have one scout that I mentored to get every merit badge.
Yeah, I've worked with
that knot. So,
I've worked with a couple dozen myself, and are on that list. However, Scouting America does not want to make it about earning all the merit badges.
Right.
How I have addressed it is, this is a great goal to set for yourself. No different than I want to get a 4.0 GPA or a 17-point GPA, whatever the numbers are nowadays.
Yeah.
With all the extras. It's setting a goal, and whether you make it or not, it's having that goal, defining it, working towards it. The knot might be a little bit of vanity involved.
Well, it's either that or wear your sash. I mean,
absolutely.
Well, the thing is, you can't put all of them on one sash. You need
Yes, you can. Let me put this rumor to. Okay, let me cut right here because
Do you have
I
to
know.
sew them on the inside and outside, or what?
No, stop, Mike.
Oh,
We got
no,
to
you
cut
wait
here
till-
because Stan is going to make this one of his breakouts. Okay, so let's start. Okay.
I will.
All right, because I've noticed you've taken a few of them. So, with regards to earning all the merit badges and wearing on a sash, there's a lot of misinformation about what to do. And yes, you can wear it on one sash so long as you're not 5'4". How do you do that? Well, let me tell you how you don't do it. You don't do it Rambo style with one across the other. It looks cool, but that is not. You wear one sash, just like you don't wear your OA sash at the same time as your merit badge sash. Okay.
Exactly.
You do not do a trailer park one. What I mean by that is you don't do a double wide. Okay, a sash is 3 badges across. Now,
Well, in the that's the guide again.
yes,
It says 2 to 3 or more. That I looked that one
well,
up.
but
Okay.
Or more. How do you do
creating 6 across is not official. Okay. Now let's talk about it. The front of the merit badge sash is only for merit badges. If you are working to earn all of them, you don't want to use the back for anything but merit badges.
Right.
And
you're gonna
now,
need the space. You're gonna need that real estate.
with 140, possibly 141, if you earned Sit in Society before it was retired, you can't get them all on a standard sash. So how do you do that? You buy a second one and extend the sash. Now, again, this doesn't
Make it
work
longer.
well for somebody who's 5'4", as it will be down to their ankles. But that is the proper way to stay within the guidelines. And again, it's a guide. However,
Yeah.
if you want to go Rambo style, if you want to go trailer park, double wide, then you know what? I think that says something about you, and it takes away from the achievement of earning them all.
Right.
If that's what it is. Yes, Mike, you mentioned earlier about sewing them on the inside. I've seen some people do that, but you know what? Be proud and show it. Extend the sash, and especially for somebody that might even be bigger bodied.
Yeah.
Extending the sash, it actually wears nicer as well.
Yeah.
Even if they're not showing all the merit badges or earning all the merit badges.
Yeah.
So
Well, the youth that I mentored went with the double sash, 6 across. So that's, and he only had 132, I think, at the time.
Only. You know,
That's
and
a lot of merit badges.
He's a significant amount of merit badges.
He went to 5 summer camps in 1 year.
Yeah.
He went to every week.
So I've had the privilege of mentoring at least 24 scouts that have earned all of them.
Wow.
And one of the things when I talk to a scout that I've got a lot of scouts that are saying, I'm going to earn them all, 10, 11-year-old enthusiasm and such. But as they start getting to that 50 and 60 and that momentum is still going, I remind them and the parent that the closer to your goal that you get, the more people will say that you didn't earn them. I don't get it. It's nastiness within our scouting community. That,
I think that's human nature to do that.
Yeah,
just to
but
throw those obstacles in the way.
I expect more from scouters. We're supposed to be mentoring and supporting our youth. But I usually use 100 as when you get past 100, every badge you earn after 100, you've just added another 100 naysayers that are questioning whether you've earned it. And what I'll say is, when you do a merit badge with the Scoutmaster Bucky program, when you do a merit badge at a district camporee, when you do one at camp, they're all different in expectations, though they're not supposed to be. Again, the guide to advancement spells out what's expected. Okay, but that doesn't mean everybody follows that.
Correct.
Okay. Which is a whole nother topic. But I had, for instance, a special needs scout who got 5 Eagle Merit badges at camp one year. And the dad came up and he goes, "You don't truly believe that he earned them all." And I'm like, "I'm not to question it. They got signed off on it."
Mhm.
Okay. And so my job is to help the youth find success at the level that they need. I'm not going to go hunt down and I've actually tried taking on our camp on a few of their practices with regards to merit badge. I'm not going to win because that's a money maker. That's hitting a council where they make a lot of money. So and we've talked about this before on the show. I don't send my kid to horse camp to come back and say, "I know how to brush a tail." I send my kid to horse camp to come back like John Wayne, ready to rustle it up with Clint Eastwood, right?
The big hat.
Yeah, exactly. Not El Kabong either.
No, not the merit badges both sides.
Right?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. There's an interesting thing that I want to talk about as far as like I understand what you're saying, Bucky, and it's true because there are there are scouts that are out there that as soon as they start getting over a certain amount, you're like, okay, hold on a second. You're 14. How do you have the arrows, the flying merit badge? Like did you actually, earn that? And there are people out there who do fudge or make it easier for scouts to get them. But I don't think that we should be pointing that out in front of the scout to discourage them. I've had the honor lately to work with one of our scouts who his hyperfixation is scouting. Like I did a roundtable. I did a board of review with this scout like last month. I guess 2 months ago now, and he passed, and I was asking him questions about orienteering and tying knots and all that. And then all of a sudden I get asked like, "Hey, can you do can you sit down and do another board review?" Sure. And it was the same kid a month later. And I was like, hold on a second. But his high fixation is scouting to the point where for his birthday, his family decided to fly him down to Orlando so that he could attend something down there so he could get the nuclear science merit badge, because that's the one that he wanted. And at this court of honor, he was awarded like 17 merit badges. And I 100% believe, because it was a 6-month period, he's gone to every merit badge workshop, every one that he could get. And obviously traveling to like out of council and out of district to earn them. So, like that's his thing. And I would hate for anybody to come up to him and be like, "Well, I don't think you earned all 17. That's way too fast for you to earn." I'm like, nope, I 100% will die on the hill that this kid earned every single one of those merit badges. So,
my kids have about 80 each. So they're, it actually gets hard to find merit badge opportunities once you hit about 80.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And if you're going for all of them and live in Florida, the winter sports merit badge is tough.
Come to Minnesota. We have some great opportunities up here.
Yeah,
come up for a weekend. And Matt, to your point, adults that are naysayers or questioning a scout or kind of undermining them, that's one of the fastest ways to get a kid to drop out of scouting.
Yep.
I hope adults just don't do that.
Always remember that a scout is trustworthy. We don't retest. There's no need to retest because they're trustworthy. That's out there. So,
and
that's that.
Requirements are simple, straightforward. There's no hidden meaning in any merit badge or rank requirements. There's no, they really meant this. No, if to anyone listening, if you as a scouting adult are thinking that, oh, well, there's actually more to it than is written down. There isn't.
Right.
Yep. So, it's all covered in the requirements.
Ken Domingo made a comment that I kind of avoided because in the past they had long sleeve shirts, but one of my leaders who loves getting long sleeve shirts says they're not making them anymore, or at least our scout shop hasn't had them for a while.
Okay.
So I don't know if they're just not made or we're just out of stock, but
Where do you put your first 6 merit badges?
On the sash.
Don't they go on the sleeve? I mean,
Well, that goes way back where it used to be where you would start them. And then I believe they went on the jacket.
there were sleeves on a jacket. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so the long sleeve shirt, and it's still in the guide to insignia, I believe, that
Yeah.
you can wear 6 or 8 or something like that
6.
on
I
near
think
just
it's
above
6.
the cuff.
Yep. On the sleeve, on the
Yeah.
actual sleeve. So
Which is pretty
Yep.
cool.
yeah. Different.
Yeah.
Of course, that's probably from the same book that had discipline by pouring water down the sleeve. Remember?
Oh yeah, and Master of Arms merit badge. where
Exactly.
judo and
They had some
Jiu-jitsu.
taxidermy. They had a taxidermy merit
yeah,
badge.
yeah.
Yeah, they had some that were kind of questionable. So
Taxidermy would be a good one,
what do you do with all that roadkill?
right?
You can only have barbecue for so long.
Yeah,
I'm in the deep South. Okay, we got to go 2 hours north to get to Atlanta. All right,
yeah.
deep South. Well, I tell you what, we have gone the circuit here. We're everything from round table to merit badges. That's pretty good. Pretty good. So, what do you got that's new? What are you working on now, Bucky?
Well,
as far as a song.
Well, so I have made a goal of writing a merit badge song or a song for every merit badge.
Yep.
And I am at the 50% mark. I have that. So I'm wondering if I should increase my output because I'm doing one every Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And right now I'm out to like September of 2028
Wow.
to get each of the merit badges done.
When you get them all done, do you get a square knot?
Yeah, I'm gonna make one.
Just curious.
I think I also with the roundtable one, I have probably 2 dozen, 3 dozen scout related songs.
Good.
And some have videos actually that I've just been holding on. So I'm thinking I might start introducing some of those. For instance, our little jamboree plea video. I've never posted that one. And we should probably get that posted.
National says, sure, if you got money.
Yeah. Other things that I'm doing, I'm getting ready, and in the next few days, my website will be loaded with online opportunities. We're going to offer summertime online merit badges.
Nice.
We do limit the classes to 7 scouts, so they get a personal interaction with that. I am doing with our local Scout Museum on June 20th. Scouts from anywhere can come and join us, and they're going to have the opportunity for free to work on at least 3 of the test lab merit badges. And completion will get them a patch, which Scouting America didn't officially make, but we have one that's for each of those. It's going to culminate that evening with an auctioneering test lab. We have an actual auctioneer coming in. The kids are going to be a part of that. And we're going to do it as a fundraiser for our Scout Museum. That's on June 20th. And then the week before that, I am going with a group of Scouting America Scouts, Girl Scouts, and I don't know if we're including any other organizations, but we are leaving Minneapolis on a charter bus, and we're heading out to the Indiana Dunes.
Wow.
And coming back over a 4-day period. We've got 6 merit badges that can be earned on that trip, as well as for the older Girl Scouts, cadets, and seniors and stuff. We've integrated some programming for them as well. And super excited about that. That's going to be a 4-day weekend. 2 days are on the bus, but we have activities on the bus and probably some giveaways as well. So
but you got a calendar full of stuff. I mean,
and I'm heading out in 2 weeks to the Coast Guard Academy for one of a former scout, but he's graduating from the Coast Guard Academy, and we might be going down to visit Matt, at least for a few hours.
Yeah.
So we're going
All
to
right.
bring him back and stuff. So, yeah.
We had a question. What was that? A question or was it?
No, me
Okay.
and
Well, just
we're having a back and forth about where he was at, because I thought he might be in the same council as I was. So.
yeah, his council of 3 states. So all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Matthew, you working on some, I think you mentioned it, that you're working on some kind of a video regarding national parks or military. What is it that you're working on?
So I'm working on a few different things that are coming up. Obviously, last May I did my Memorial May series, where I focused on talking about people who helped influence the world and different things like that. And I'll share that list again on my channel page and such. This month, I'm focused on a lot of things within the local area that have to do with the 250th of the nation, because obviously I'm right here, right smack in the middle of everything. So I was supposed to go to Revolutionary War Week this weekend, but some family things came up, so I ended up canceling that. But they have a whole Revolutionary War reenactment up at Mount Vernon. So I go up there fairly frequently. I'm a member of their not their team, but like their benefactors and donors. So they had this whole event there. So I'm just really trying to focus on 250th. Like, there are some cool patches that America 250, which is an organization, and they've partnered with Scouting America to come up with cool patches. So if you do things like visit historical sites, learn about different things, you can earn these patches. And I'm going to put out a video about them, and then go to some of the sites that are here around Virginia, because this is like the cradle of like the birth of the nation. You know, I won't be able to make it up to Boston like I was hoping to, like I did in January, but I really want to focus on what scouts can do to really celebrate the 250th and make it something that they're going to remember for the rest of their life. Make that core memory. So that's what I'm focused on. And then like the Luminaria, which I talked about last year, where we out here in the National Capital Area Council, we spend months folding sandwich bags, and then we will go out and place flags, and then the sandwich bags and sand and candlelights, and we will light up a Union graveyard from the Battle of Fredericksburg. So the Fredericksburg and Spotsylvania Military Park is now a graveyard, a cemetery, and out there you have all these different headstones, and some of them just say headstone 235 and then 10 below, and that means that there are 10 unidentified Union soldiers who are buried in that one little spot. And we will put out the bags, 2 for each headstone, and then along the perimeter and such. And at night, when you go out there, like, it's completely illuminated. And I use it as an example with my Cub Scouts about how little acts can have a big impact, and how they can, start ripples and things like that. So that is something that I'm looking forward to here. And then in June, I've just got some other stuff set up as we get closer to the 250th. So yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You know, you mentioned about the reenactments. I remember the bicentennial, which was 1976. So I was living in Boston at the time.
Nice.
So I was dead center of all of that craziness with the Freedom Trail and all the, you see in Paul Revere's house and going to the Old North Church and going to Concord and all that. Just it really brought in that patriotism that I love it. I just absolutely love it. And my friend and I was in Scouts together. We'd go down to Boston, and he'd be a rebel and I was a redcoat. So, so back in the day when you could take a black powdered rifle on the tee, so going into Boston. So, but yeah, that was, of course, we didn't have any, lead balls or anything, but we fired them.
Yeah.
People loved it, man. We were in a lot of photographs. So, but it's amazing, 250 years. It's a long time. Scouting's only been around 100 plus. So that's that's the wild thing about it. So do we have any questions in the room that need to be answered?
I just want to know
the square
original American Revolution, Stan, if you could tell us about that.
About being in the revolution. Yeah, me and George.
So, Uncle Stan, can you tell us about when you and Baden Powell went to scout camp together?
Well, he was just a Cub Scout. Yeah.
We had a comment that someone was interested in a taxidermy merit badge, and I believe there used to be a taxidermy merit badge that was discontinued. Mentioned here 1952. I had heard of that. I knew it was discontinued a very long time ago. So
yeah, we made reference to it, and I think they're calling us out that that we mentioned it, and we know that it was a merit badge and such. Thank you for the discontinued date. That's kind of the joke. Just like Master of Arms was a merit badge up until like 1914, I think it was.
Yeah.
Well,
inventing troops had weaponry. They actually had a small garrison. So
inventing was actually a merit badge inventor, I'm sorry, was actually a merit badge, and it's the rarest of them. And it wasn't until about 10 years ago that they actually found a legitimate copy of the merit badge. Up until then, they just had sketches and such of it. Somebody unearthed one.
For the original inventing merit badge, I believe a scout had to invent something, file a U.S. patent application,
and get a patent
and be granted.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And that's these days a very large amount of money to do that, and it can take years to get a patent granted.
I think if I remember correctly, it's in small double digits, 10 to 18. I want to say 10 or 12, but it could be as high as 18 were earned.
It depends on the patent. The patent can be manufacturing or it can be ideal.
Right.
So ideal patents are even more expensive. So and that's what they call a process patent. I'm a merit badge counselor for that, by the way.
Yeah.
So process patents are far more hard to get and rare. So I'm a recipient of one. So and it costs $20
Yeah.
So it's a lot of money. So
what my a lot of lawyer fees and patents,
money. But yeah, that can be very, very involved, and that's one of the reasons.
Hey, Mr. Patterson, our history guy, plans to visit Philadelphia and Boston this year.
Awesome.
Haven't been to either city. Certainly a lot to see
Boston
there.
Is so neat. Did you know that the Bunker Hill Monument is on Breed's Hill? It's not on Bunker Hill.
Okay.
I wouldn't be.
Breed's Hill is the hill that was further back, and that's what they retreated to from Bunker Hill. Bunker Hill, back in the time, they pushed all that dirt into the bay. So, yeah.
Well, I have to put in a plug in Boston for the Science Museum. There's a lot of STEM opportunities there. So
Ironside. Don't forget Ironside. That's
Old Ironside. Very impressive also.
Yeah.
We're staying
on July 4th. Did they take it out into the harbor and turn it around so that it gets even weathering on both sides? So and it's still a commissioned naval ship. So there are military still posted on the ship. So
well, the history that I'm going to the weekend before, let me see. No, the day before I am driving down to see Matt. We're going up to Boston, and we're going to go to Fenway. Now that's history that I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to taking in.
Fenway Park.
And my Minnesota Twins happen to be playing the Red Sox that Friday night, so we're really looking forward to that.
Lose.
And the weekend before, when we head out, we're driving out to the East Coast from Minneapolis, and we're actually going to go see the Yankees at used to be Shea Stadium, City Stadium. Super excited about that because
Wow.
So I'm going to
You're
get a little
doing the coast.
my wife and I enjoy the baseball scene and hitting the different stadiums. We did that last summer, and
Neat.
yeah, so we're looking forward to it. And so we get 2 games, and then we were trying to see what other East Coast teams were around since we were out there, and nobody else is at home. So
Everybody's away. It's summer.
I was thinking when we went down to see Matt, we could take him to a Nats game, but they're not in town. So
We'll still find something to do.
yeah,
It's okay.
And we had someone put a couple requests to post a link to the song. I assume it was the Wood Badge song.
Yeah, I send it over to Aaron. Yeah.
Okay, thanks for
There
sending
you
that, Matt.
and don't forget the roundtable song. I'm challenging people to make a video of it.
There you go.
Okay,
Come
that
back
was
next month or the following month, and let's see what you've done with it. I made it so
That'd
you can
be fun.
download it. Yeah.
Yeah.
and your roundtable song was previously a link was just
Yep.
sent out a little while ago.
Yeah.
So.
And don't forget, I'm super excited about the Star Wars one tomorrow. I'm
looking forward to it. I mean,
Yeah.
May the 4th be with you.
Star Wars.
May the 4th be with you. Yeah.
And I see Matt's wearing a Star Wars shirt.
I wanted to wear. My wife threw it away. It was too old.
Was it the
It was
original?
probably original.
Hey Frank,
Oh.
I'll come out and go to the All-Star game if you can get tickets and provide lodging and at least one meal.
And a few meals.
Just one. Fine.
I think the Phillies are in town one of the weekends that we were out there, I think on the way back, but man, I mean, you can take 4 people for $25 to a Twins game. Now you're going to sit in the nosebleeds, but I looked at, yes, exactly. Frank says very expensive. Holy smokes. The cost for sitting in the worst seats in some of the East Coast stadiums is pushing $150. It's crazy.
Well,
Wow.
You know,
Wow.
I mean,
have to go if they have a discounted Scoute.
right? I mean, if I had kids, I'd really have to love my kid to take them to an East Coast baseball game at those prices, because that's not including the $50 hot dog. You know,
And the $40 beer goes with it. So.
fortunately, well, maybe my kid would drink beer, but I wouldn't.
No, root beer.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in case you're wondering, I did the format here, the squares,
Yeah.
the Hollywood squares, because it makes it easier to make the icon. Because I literally had to cut and paste to do that. So
Okay.
you all have to smile.
I liked that one that you did. Oh,
So
All the chin.
all right, now I can make the darn icon. So
I'm like really washed out tonight.
I literally last time I was going through, and it was only 3 of us, so I had to pick out the best 3.
Say, does anyone have anything to say about the Jamboree? So we're not. I guess we've not yet received our official invitation to be invited guests at the Jamboree. It
No,
might be in the mail.
Waiting.
I will give a few things that I've seen, and this is a local shout out to one of my friends who's on staff. He and a few others served on transportation and had a really good time the last Jamboree, and they're doing it again this time. And he posted on his social media, they have a really, really cool logo. It's a gnome with a traffic cone on their head. I think it's just ingenious design. And to top it off, I got a preview of their shirts, which are orange with the gnome on it. I think it's hilarious. So look for the transportation people and wish them well. I know that a lot of councils are not sending as many units as they traditionally have. And it's not out of line to look, sorry to those that are going to get upset. If your council isn't offering something that fits your needs or your cost, there are other councils that are that will welcome you as a part of their contingent. And I'll share with you, I have a scouter friend who is not going with our council for certain reasons. And her daughter really wanted to go, but she wasn't going with any friends that she knew of and such. So she really didn't care if she went with this council or some other council. They were able to save $2,000 on the cost of going. And
some contingents do have requirements where you have to go on their campouts and stuff.
Yeah.
Like shakedowns.
Yes.
Getting ready for the big event. So that should be a consideration also.
And having been a contingent leader, I took a venturing crew in 2017. I think there is some benefit to the shakedowns and getting the dynamics with your unit and knowing your leaders that get elected, whether they're really going to be leaders or not, and just, potential little interactions that could go on and can be aware of. But at the same time, that's a big chunk of money for some families to have to come up. And if it's a matter of going or not going, it is an opportunity of a lifetime. Mind you, a lot of councils have scholarships available. And so don't be afraid to ask on that. But if you're kind of on the fence, should I send my kid or not? Absolutely. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity, sometimes twice, depending on where their birthday falls. But it is definitely a great opportunity. And for adults, if you are not, because some councils are very competitive for who gets to go. And then you get some that go, well, I'm going for my 7th year. Let others go. But they're always looking for staff help. And so going on staff is another alternative for adults.
For a very low fee.
Yes. Other opportunities would be going with the OA. So the OA has a work crew and program that they go to, or just pay for the day. They have certain days that they open it up.
Yeah, you can visit.
Yep,
definitely.
And for those of you who are new and don't know what we're talking about, we were been dreaming for the last year that we would be able to do this live in person out there at the Jamboree. And, it was like an Everest dream because we were hoping that we would gain more popularity and be able to have us go out there to do this. It really, have a good time and get people more excited about scouting. But it didn't come to fruition. And not that we weren't offered opportunities to go, because Big Red Bus, who's a normal viewer who I don't see him in the chat this evening.
He was here.
Oh, I didn't see him.
Yeah.
He did offer us up a couple of opportunities to be on the media team and different things like that. So we did have an opportunity to go, but I'm hopeful in a couple of years that I will be able to go, even if it is just with a contingent, because with work, I won't be able to go this year, even if I was invited, or I'd have to pull some strings and be like, hey guys, I'm going to disappear for 10 days or however many days for it. But
hey, I think we could be a headliner for one of the evening shows, and our cost would simply be transportation and a little bit of lodging and food, as opposed to
they'll give us a tent.
I mean, I've got
not a problem.
I got a 6-man 6-footer. We can all I can
stand.
Yeah, there we
that
go.
Would be insane.
Yeah.
Bring some party lights.
Well, I'm gonna post next week our campaign
get kicked
video
out. Who knows?
or jamboree on my channel. So Scoutmaster.
My youth national jamboree was the 1977.
Okay.
Yes,
APL?
18.
Was that at APL?
That
Not
was at
Yes,
Moraine State Park.
Oh, okay.
Yep,
Oh.
that's where that was. So
Alright.
I was in the section that sank. We were the landfill peninsula that snapped off
Okay.
of the mainland and floated out into the lake at 3 a.m. And we were rescued, us and all the tents and everything put on a barge. It was quite exciting. As a teenager, that was a lot of fun. So that was an interesting that was an interesting national jamboree. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But that was the
So-
77 jamboree.
So Stan, I got to tell you what I'm doing in the coming weeks. What are you doing in the coming weeks?
Oh yeah.
I'm on kind of hiatus right now. I'm getting surgery on my eyes. So my vision has gotten considerably worse. Cataract surgery on getting in there, and then hopefully they can see what's going on in the back and why I'm getting light shows in the middle of the night. So that will
I
be
can
fun.
see clearly now. The fuzz is gone.
There you
It's
go.
gonna be a bright,
All right, we're
bright, sunshiny day.
So I'm gonna.
as Bucky sings, I see people just kind of
Dropping off.
clicking
Like,
away from this
Oh,
Well,
podcast.
because Brian started singing.
Oh, please.
Wow, half the users just left.
Oh, I get the wah
Okay,
wah.
maybe not.
The good ones are still here, though.
I can see clearly now. The
There
fuzz
they go.
is
Look at that
gone.
cat. Just go.
See, I'll bring it from the lungs now.
Just sing us out.
It's gonna be a
Well-
bright, bright, sunshiny
I
day.
just feel, my optometrist congratulated me on being the worst eyes he had seen that month.
do you get a knot for that?
All right.
And he said, "Read the top line." I go, give me your driver's license.
The Fat Man symbol.
Yeah, that was a wake up call. That's for sure. So
the
eyes are
last
getting
thing,
worse and worse.
since we're kind of winding things up, I think we should address the other thing that we were tasked with from last month.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
was to go through the 50 states and identify camps.
Wow.
And we were, going to pick our favorites and such. And I think we kind of unanimously came to the conclusion that singling out camps is probably not a wise thing for us to do, because every camp offers something unique, and it's not fair when we haven't been to every single camp
Right.
to be able to pick it out.
Right.
Obviously, we're going to have some bias towards our regional ones and the ones that we've gone to, because that's what we know. So I think we should leave it at Wikipedia has a list for all the states and their camps, both current and past.
Yeah.
I don't know how accurate it is. I think, Matt, you mentioned looking into ChatGPT for some stuff. But, put in the comments, tell us your favorite camp and do a little promotion for others to say, hey, I want to check this out. So tell us your favorite camp, the state or general part of the state that it's in, and what to really check out. So if they've got like surfing in Montana at their camp, I'd be interested in surfing in Montana,
Sounds like fun to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it could be
Kind of a
dune
challenge.
it could be dune surfing or something, right?
Yeah.
I
I would love to do that. If I could be able to go and actually see like a bunch of different camps and such and be able to like review them and spend a week out there and all that to do it. I think that would be cool. Cause like I saw some of the ones that were on chat GPT list that I did several minutes before jumping on because I forgot my homework assignment, and that's why. And I saw someone like, oh wait, I actually know that one, like Goose Pond up in Pennsylvania and such like that. So it's like I think it'd be cool to go out there and see these different ones beyond the Philmonts and the Northern Tiers and the sea bases and all the bigger ones, because I think the smaller ones are the ones that get kind of overlooked, and people don't see the benefit in going there, and they suffer financially, and then they it's just ever eroding. But I think that'd be cool, like if people out there in the audience want to put on like what their favorite camp is and why it is that they love it, like let people know, because I do get questions about, hey, what's the best camp in like North Carolina? I'm like, I have no clue, bro. I'm sorry. Like you gotta
unless you've been there.
You gotta reach out to like some people out there. So
Matt, I know you have a busy summer this year, and it's kind of getting close for making plans. But I'm gonna say, if there's any scout camps watching, two of us, be it Stan and myself, or Mike and Matt, or Mike and myself, Matt and Stan, we'll come out and do a video on your camp. If you waive the fee, because I can't afford to travel and pay for the camp fees and all that to do a review of your camp. But
we're dispersed in, you guys on the East Coast, Matthew there, and you're in the mid, and I'm down in the South. I mean, we're kind of, that would be fun. I've often thought that would be something fun to do. In retirement, I always had the idea that I would visit all the national parks and do that kind of thing. But I'm thinking more like scout camps. Maybe visit all the different scout camps that are out there.
Yeah. So if anybody watching this, is tied in with your council's camps and I'd say we should have two of us. So then we can have camera and, personality on and work together on that. If you can swing it that, we can attend in 2027. We'll come out and do some really cool videos. We can have fun with the staff.
Do some videos.
Cool. I think that'd be fun. We'll see how well that gets taken up, kind of like our National Jamboree quest.
But the thing is that there's a lot of people who I get their emails and comments and such, and they thank me, and like I'm sure Stan sees the same thing for our content, and I say, like I'm always trying to get better, and there's a lot of people who are like, no, we like the fact that you're not national, and I'm not bashing national, but we do give a realistic, unpolished review of these sites and things like that, like Camp Ross, which is one of the ones that I've done, which is out of the Goshen Scout Reservation out here in Western Virginia, not West Virginia. I talked about how like the kids are shocked because you have a hole in the ground with a toilet seat on top of it for them, and then the showers, because it's heavy mineralized water, it looks like a murder scene to them because it's like all red. Like those are things that like if there are people out there, they walk out there like, oh my God. Like they're just not expecting that. And we can give a realistic thing. Because I even tell parents whose kids are thinking about going this year, I'm like, hey, I'll give you the good, the bad, and the toilets. Like it's like everything that's out there, because those are things that you need to understand. Like, hey, you should bring a mesh tent or a mosquito oasis thing, because like it's canvas tent. So you're going to get eaten alive. Like you're going to do these things to get those, to give those to the scouts and the scout parents out there, so they know exactly what to expect, and it's not that big of a like a surprise. Because like we really didn't have mosquitoes out where I was at in California, but I got here, and that first year I got eaten alive. I was like, okay,
we got them big down in the South, that's for sure. Sometimes when they latch on, the kid just turns into a big prune. Sucks all the blood out of them. So, gotta watch out for the mosquitoes. That's for sure. Well, I think we are coming up on the 2 hours. No,
we kind of have.
So we gotta.
Frank said good night actually a little while ago, and back in camp. So.
And that was the fire going. There we go. Get those hands going. Get those hands warmed up. Oh, that thing has been blazing.
Yeah.
Tell you, that is one serious fire.
I'm gonna have to be like that ship in Boston Harbor and pull
Yeah.
out and come back.
Yeah,
and go
turn
ScouterStan.
around.
Turn around. Okay.
I was like, you're
You
gonna
know, smoke's always flying into
everywhere?
his
Like-
face. You know that's smoke follows beauty, doesn't it? Isn't that what they say?
I'm sorry, what was that you said, Matt?
like that boat, like you mean the one they throw tea off of? Like that's where I thought you were going.
That's
No,
the
he's
thing.
talking about
They
old
don't
iron
tell you
sights.
this in history.
The
The
USS
thing
Constitution.
is, the guy that owned the boats was actually in the meeting at the tavern. They said, "Oh, let's go burn the ships." He's like, "Oh, hell, you will." I own those boats. Here's the keys.
Those are fine.
So, yeah, that was a moment in history that's overlooked a lot. And if you're in Boston, you get to hear these inside stories.
Well, I'm going to look forward to seeing how you parse out this one for little snippets. I've enjoyed.
They call them split, I believe, a split.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. We'll have to really, I don't know. We'll have to
Yeah,
figure
we
it
were
out.
all over the place.
You know, a lot of times I just let AI just kind of do it. So, and then I correct it because it always messes up. So,
Okay.
but yeah, that's how the splits end up working.
All right. Well, if
Awesome.
any of you watch,
Anything new in the chat room? Mike?
no.
Nope.
It's
Good. I think we are good to go.
Nah.
So let's go ahead and wrap it up. I want to wish everybody a happy May the 4th. Remember,
May the 4th
that-
be with you.
that's right. Don't go too crazy because the next day you have the Revenge of the 5th. I had to,
I'm just here to.
I
So
had to do
Discord.
it. Dad jokes are my favorite. I love them.
Yeah.
So. And always remember that polar bears keep their money in a snowbank.
Mm,
Yeah. So
Oh, jeez.
a little freaky.
it's getting worse. For some reason, the fire has gotten dimmer. I'm not
Yeah,
really sure.
and so of the jokes, I'm gonna quote one of my favorite reels, SB Mowing. He always ends his with SB Mowing out. I'm gonna say Scoutmaster Bucky out.
All right. Until
Okay.
next time, I'll see you all on the trail.